welcome to India at Cannes. It is a special broadcast that we are bringing to you from Cannes, from the picturesque city on the French Riviera, which is synonymous with the best of global cinema and fashion and is hosting the 76th edition of the Cannes Film Festival. I am going to bring to you a 360-degree view of all that is happening in the Indian camp in the festival. Some of India's biggest content creators came together at the India Pavilion to discuss writing, shooting and editing content for Indian audiences on social media. One of them also shared her thoughts on the Cannes Film Festival. Here are some excerpts from what was a riveting discussion.
I think the oldest memory I have of this festival is, watching it on television when Aishwarya, Vidya Balan, Mallika Sherawat would walk the carpet and be on the news all the time. And I remember just being so in awe of, this global platform. And it was the beginning of it all, I think. I remember Indian celebrities just doing that global thing for the first time. And that festival's name, and I think we all pronounce it wrong, Cannes, all of that film festival. But it's still, I think Indians, we know, and every year we wait for these moments that who's going to do what and which films are you watching, which, screenings are you attending, all of that. And so to be here after all these years of watching it on television or being hooked to your Instagram, waiting for your favorite celebrities' looks, to be here in person now is definitely, like Niharika said, surreal. It is unbelievable. At the same time, I'm super grateful for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity. And also, I walked my first red carpet yesterday, which was unbelievable and incredible.
I mostly do observational comedy, so I try to just pick out experiences that I go through. I'll exaggerate a little bit, add a little masala tadka to it, package it in a different way and throw it out there. But it's mostly what happens to me. I pull from personal experiences, but I exaggerate a little bit because, for comedic effect and for the algorithm. So yeah, that's how I do what I do and pick my characters.
I don't think content creation is an easy job and you only know that when you do it. Especially in the long term, when there's so many reinventions involved, you do whatever's best for views and money, always, and that's how you'll survive. And it's actually a survival game much more than it is a growth game.
I feel like when it comes to Bollywood, I started doing videos on advertisement and jingles, so I feel like that was very different, and it was not it's not ever like a proper dancing routine because I'm not a proper professional dancer. So it started with just having fun, just keep your phone, turn it on and just do whatever you feel like doing. Choose different angles, do some fun steps and just enjoy.
Fostering the spirit of collaboration between nations. That was the theme of an interactive session that took place at the India Pavilion. Here, the relevance and approach towards the co-production marketplace and effectiveness of deals in times when distribution comes with its own global expectations were examined. Here are some excerpts from the session.
I can really see and feel that India is moving, and there is one, if I may say, there is this Film Bazaar in Goa, which is a fantastic tool. I've been there also almost for 10 years there since the beginning, and I can really see, my God, you are really moving. So what is it what I can do as a co-producer, because we are here talking about co-production. And let's say, for me, it's not about money. It's absolutely about people that like to work together. And then the story follows, if it follows. So you have to get to know one another. And this is also for me was a journey. I never thought about becoming someone working in India or in Bangladesh now also. But I went there and I discovered people that I liked and I connected to. And that started, and I think this is going to grow.
I think it's a beautiful adventure to go for that kind of co-producing, even if it gets more and more complex and complicated. It's still a very hardcore thing.
I think over the years I've learned to understand what is the role and respect, what sales agents are about. you know, and I realized it's really, as a filmmaker, I should stop talking, I should be just listening, you know, and learn to listen from people who have been in business for a long time and see whether they are interested in my stories, you know, whether they are universal enough. I feel that all that will go to play when we do co-production or when I go to raise money for next film.
It feels great. You know, if we have like a 50-50 of private and grant, you know. So we kind of like, you know, we want to go there, but we also can minimize the risk. So I think there's a way. I mean, it needs also creativity then in the financing for the co-production.
I can't wait for this for Anurag's new film. It's about, and then sales agents, we thrive on trends. And those movies, Lunchbox, Gangs Gaba Sepor, they open trends because they show there is a market for Indian, another type of Indian movies, theatrical, on VOD, on the streamers, opening a whole new market because of the diaspora and because streamers have enabled world audiences to have access to such a variety of films. Then if you could, at a second stage, I can be very critical of streamers. I hate them, but I keep on working with them. It's this mixture of industry and artistic side. It's about, you have to know what your movie is about. You have to be able to sum it, and to sum it up in one sentence. You have to be convincing for us to be convinced.
Do you know that there are far too many locations in India that the film industry is yet to explore for shooting? There was a discussion on this subject at the India Pavilion where some Indian states pitched themselves to an international audience. I spoke to the representatives of Sikkim and Maharashtra and also to a filmmaker from Nagaland on the subject. Take a listen. A session on unexplored locations for filmmaking was held on day 4 at the India Pavilion of the Cannes Film Festival. Joining us now are its participants. We have with us Pooja Sharma, chairperson of the Sikkim Film Promotion Board. Kivini Sohe is a filmmaker from Nagaland, and Vikas Kharge is the cultural secretary of Maharashtra. Welcome all three of you to Doordarshan India. Pooja ji, I'll begin with you on what is the current scenario as far as Sikkim is concerned. I understand that Sikkim has been very progressive when it comes to filmmaking. There are several incentive schemes that are currently on. Tell us about the scenario as it stands today.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, especially for Sikkim participating here at Cannes is for the first time, and thank you so much to Government of India for this initiation where Northeast filmmakers and delegates, or let's say representatives of the Northeast, have come here, and we're trying to showcase different unexplored locations of the Northeast. At the same, it's like a trip where we are getting to explore and learn many things from the prestigious film festival of the world. So about Sikkim, yes, Sikkim has been doing extremely well when it comes to filmmaking and entertainment sector, and other than the infrastructure development, Sikkim has won as the 67 National Film Award as the most film friendly state. That's because of I think a very lucrative film policy that the government has offered, at the same because of its exquisite natural locations. And at the same, we've also had a Sikkim Global Film Festival wherein it was a huge turnover, good footfall, and I think this kind of places has yet been unexplored in India, and when people get to see, filmmakers get to see, they like it. And yes, many films are turning up in Sikkim, and they're coming for shooting. So at the end of the year, we're expecting series of Feluda to release.
Kivni ji, tell us about how the situation is in Nagaland for filmmakers like yours. Some experiences of yours that you would like to share with us.
I've been making films for a long time now. It's been, I think, around 25 years. And I've been traveling to all the nooks and corners of Nagaland. And there are very remote regions in Nagaland, like the eastern part, which is like, it's very unexplored even for us also. And these beautiful lands are actually very inaccessible. and being from some of the beautiful places are bordering Myanmar. When it comes to films, Nagaland is at a very nascent stage actually. So our government is also trying to find its bearings at the moment. And regarding film policies and film shooting and all, I think the discussion is going on among the government of policymakers, and also they have included the filmmakers in this discussion. So we are forming that in, and I see a bright future when it comes to Nagaland and films. Our locations are a bit difficult to access, but I always think that nothing is impossible. So. And regarding filmmaking, the filmmakers, we have a lot of talent, you know, and I think we need support from our governments, you know, to give us a helping hand to lift us up in terms of making films, in terms of creating content, helping us tell our own stories. You know, we have so much of beautiful stories because everything is handed out orally, nothing is written. So it's a dying, stories are dying, you know, with our elders. So we need to capture all that right now.
Vikasji, Maharashtra is the film hub of India, yet you are here to promote your unexplored locations. So what is the intent with which you have come to this panel discussion? Tell us about those unexplored locations in Maharashtra.
Yeah, thank you. As you said, Maharashtra is already doing very much good work in film in Maharashtra. And as you know, the Indian film history started from Mumbai. Dada Saheb Phalke, who is a father of Indian cinema, was in Mumbai, and everything is already going on. But still, we always feel that there is a scope for the improvement. There are many unexplored locations in Maharashtra where we can attract both domestic as well as foreign filmmakers in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is rich in all things. It has beautiful locations, natural locations. There is a 720 kilometer of seashore in Maharashtra. Beautiful beaches are there. There are Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. As you know, he is a great historian in Maharashtra. He was a great king in Maharashtra. And there are 350 plus forts related to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj area. So one who wants to shoot related to history and fort and other, there are good locations available in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is very much rich in biodiversity. Earlier I was Secretary Forest in Maharashtra. So there are 6 national parks, 6 tiger reserves, 50 wildlife sanctuaries, and biodiversity is very much excellent in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra we have very good post-production facilities available. Then we have very much technical manpower available. We have many institutions and colleges which are producing these technicians and professionals in filmmaking. So, and the Maharashtra government's policy on filmmaking is very conducive and very helpful to the filmmakers. Every year we come here with 3 regional language Marathi movies to promote there.
You already have a very comprehensive package, so to say, for filmmakers in Maharashtra, and you would want more filmmakers to come and explore the unexplored locations. Poojaji, what are those unexplored locations within Sikkim? Though Sikkim participates in a global film festival, there's a Sikkim Film City that is being developed, yet you're telling us there are unexplored locations. So tell us about those locations and your vision for filmmaking in Sikkim.
Basically Sikkim is, let's say it has 6 districts, so accordingly if you see towards the north side, North Sikkim is fully covered with snow, maximum, I can't say the entire year round, but then whenever you travel towards north you see plenty of snowfalls. So snow covered mountains or snow capped mountains and primula flowers, you know, which are very rare, and valleys like Lachen, Lachung, you know, they are beautiful places in north. And then if I talk about east is where the capital is, Gangtok. So it has a bustling, nice view, different, you know, hill station city. So other than that, towards Changu, there are like beautiful lakes, Changu Lake and stuff like that. So and then if you move towards South District, so you have a T belt. It's called Timi belt, right? So now you can see there is greens and then there is white covers also. And then if we move towards west, far west, so you see lots of lush green forest. It's totally organic green, so you can see all kind of colors, the backdrop of what cinema needs. So what I am promoting is like 100, we've picked 100 film shooting locations which are rare, which are unexplored. It's let's say unexploited and unexplored, untouched beauty is there. So we have just picked 100 this year, so probably, and we're promoting on that, we're working on that so that it becomes a hub of film shooting. Already Sikkim, I'm sure you must have heard that it's a very exotic and a very it's a hotspot of tourism, rather to say. So now in film shooting also it's doing pretty well. So this year we've picked 100 and next year another 100 new places will be identified and we'll pick and we'll promote.
Kivni, would you like to see more filmmakers come to Nagaland to shoot in unexplored locations? Also, any challenges that you may have faced yourself as a filmmaker in Nagaland that you would want to be set right going forward?
I think it will be very challenging as of now for filmmakers to come and shoot, but a challenge is a challenge, isn't it? Yeah. So I think one needs a lot of planning. One thing I will tell you, because the landscape is not, it's a bit different, landscape is totally different. It's very hilly, and in the monsoon season it's it's out of question. So I think if one wants to come to Nagaland to shoot, it needs extensive planning, but the locations are, I think it's worth I think, shooting. Yeah.
Okay. Vikas ji, what is the future that you would like to see? Because you are going all out to further promote Maharashtra as a filming destination. So what is that vision that you have?
As I said, the emerging technologies are very important. So we are concentrating on that, or rather we are encouraging these things in the film industry. That is number one. Number two is the creation of or making availability of the technical manpower. That is very important. If we want to adopt these new technologies, then the technical manpower, professional manpower in this field is very important. So we are encouraging the policies to attract new investment in the opening of the new institutions and colleges related to filmmaking, related to acting, related to script writing, and so other areas. So the second thrust will be creating the professional manpower within Maharashtra. Third is the creating of the good infrastructure for the post-production. That is our, in policy also we are including that. Already we have good infrastructure, but as you know, the state government or the central government role should be as a facilitator, and there are many private sectors we are actually working in this film industry. So our role is to helping them and facilitate them and supporting them. So our policy will be conducive to these private players for their investment in this post-production. So that we are looking for our new policy.
Thank you so much to the three of you for speaking to us on DD India. So that was a conversation on how more films can be shot in the northeastern states as well as in Maharashtra, because there are so many unexplored locations which are really beautiful and would be worth a try for filmmakers in India and around the world. With cameraman Ilangovan, this is Munmun Bhattacharya from Cannes for DD India. Indian actor Sara Ali Khan walked down this red carpet on the opening day of the Cannes Film Festival on the 16th of May. I spoke to her on her views on Indian cinema's global standing and its future as she would like to see. This is what she said. We have with us here in Cannes Sara Ali Khan, Indian actor. She needs no introduction. She's walked the red carpet here in Cannes and made her debut here, and she also participated in the inaugural function of the India Pavilion at the 76th edition of the Cannes Film Festival. Welcome, Sara, to Doordarshan.
Hello, thank you for having me. Namaste.
How has the experience been so far here in Cannes?
One word, overwhelming.
Okay. So it's been overwhelming, and you participated in the inaugural function of the India Pavilion as well, and you spoke on how India is projecting its creative economy to the whole world. What are your thoughts on India's standing as far as the world of cinema is concerned?
I think that cinema, according to me, whatever little I know, is a depiction of emotions. I think that it's a depiction of emotions, it's storytelling. And I think that India has a lot of emotions, a lot of culture, a lot of heritage, and a lot of stories to tell. And one thing that I really appreciated in the opening ceremony that we had in the India Pavilion was relearning and understanding the fact that while we might be loud and proud Indians, there might be a certain way that India is projected globally. And I don't necessarily think that India should be limited to that. We have a lot to offer in general in terms of our landscapes, our people, our languages, our culture, our food. I can go on and on. So I definitely think that we're culturally superbly rich. And I think that we should just own our Indianness, express it as often as we can, without, of course, being overtly proud. Of course, we should be proud, but also in an open way, you know, in a way where we come to festivals like this, learn about other cultures, and show them a little bit about ours. That's what it is, amalgamation of cultures, which I think cinema allows so beautifully because it transcends these cultural and national boundaries, according to me.
So what is your vision for Indian cinema, say in the context of filmmaking, co-productions? There's so much animation that is happening here. Perhaps there is no Hollywood movie today that doesn't give credit to an Indian entity for animation or visual effects.
I think that it's great. I think that we should just keep doing more and more. I think, like you said, in terms of animations, in terms of production, in terms of music, in terms of cinematography, in terms of acting, there's just so much that we as a nation have to offer, and we should just keep growing, keep learning, keep expressing.
In Cannes this year, women are being honoured in cinema. How important do you think such an initiative is?
Hugely so. Hugely so. I'm here as a woman, I'm here as an Indian, equally proud to be both. And I think that, you know, it's lovely for women of various different sects and countries to come together and celebrate women, encourage women, empower women together. It's lovely.
Last question, who are you wearing today, and will you be networking over the next few days?
I mean, I'll try. I'm wearing Abu Jani and Sandeep Khosla in what I think is a sari, but I don't really know for sure.
Thank you so much, Sara, for speaking to us on Doordarshan India. So that was Indian actor Sara Ali Khan talking to us about her participation in the inaugural function of the India Pavilion at the 76th edition of the Cannes Film Festival and her vision for Indian cinema. With cameraman Elangovan, this is Munmun Bhattacharya from Cannes for DD India. I spoke to Indian actor Diana Penty close on the heels of her arrival in Cannes, and we interacted on a range of issues, including the challenges that are associated with making women-centric cinema. Take a look. We have with us here in Cannes Indian actor Diana Penty. She made her acting debut in 2012, and since then she's done a lot of films. This is her second year in Cannes. Let's welcome her. Welcome to Doordarshan.
Thank you so much.
How has your experience been in Cannes this time around, and how was it last time?
This time around it's a little premature for me to say because I only just got in. I literally got from the airport to my room, changed, got my makeup done and came straight here. So I haven't seen anything yet, I haven't experienced anything yet, but I'm here for a couple of days, so I'm really looking forward to it. The last time I was here was pre-pandemic. The year before the world shut down, literally in 2019, and it was amazing. There's just this energy in the air, you know, there's an excitement, and so I'm really, really looking forward to this time as well.
How do you look at the way Indian films are being represented here in Cannes? Not just this year, but in the past also. There are so many that have been screened, starting with Neecha Nagar long back to the 4 Indian films being screened this time around. Overall, what do you think about the way India is projecting its creative economy to the whole world through films?
You know, I feel like in the last few years, India, there's an excitement about India. India is having a moment on the international stage, be it in the world of cinema, the world of fashion now as well. It's a great time to be an actor, to be, you know, part of the fashion industry, because the world has suddenly become a smaller place with the OTT platforms to begin with social media. There's suddenly so much content that's so accessible to people all over the world. Language is not a barrier anymore. There's so many times I sit at home and I'm thinking, what should I watch? And then I end up watching a French film, or I might watch a Korean film, even a Turkish film. So it really honestly doesn't matter anymore. Now it's about the content, it's about the story, it's about the emotion and how much you connect with it. And I really think that this is the time for India, because there's an appreciation, there's an excitement, and there's a want for more. There's so many films that are being represented here at the Cannes Film Festival from India. Generally, even at the Oscars, so many films doing well, the documentary that did well as well. So yeah, this kind of become the flavor, So yeah, I just think that it's all opening up now, and there's so much more opportunity for us as actors from the Indian film industry to be a part of world cinema.
And what are you wearing? You said that this is the time for India. So is there an ethnic Indian element to what you're wearing?
So I'm wearing an outfit by Falguni and Shane Peacock, who are Indian designers. Yes, we have, when we were thinking about and conceptualizing about the outfit, we decided we wanted to do something that's on trend, but at the same time that keeps the Indianness, in mind. So while the colored stones are having a moment right now internationally as well, it's also very, very distinct of India. And of course the silhouette, and it's something very. I was saying a little while ago when I was walking down the street here in Cannes to come to the India Pavilion, there were a few locals that saw me and they were like, oh, I could overhear them saying, oh, looks like she could be Indian, because of the outfit. So yeah, it's obviously a very distinct look from that point of view, and I think it's important when you're on an international platform to kind of represent your country, in whatever way possible, whether it's through fashion or film or whatever it is. So here I am in this Falguni and Shane beautiful outfit.
What is the one wish that you have for Indian cinema, if I may ask you that? Some time back there was a discussion on the role of women in cinema, and there were women artists here from different domains in cinema, and one of them spoke about how it's difficult to get finance for women-centric films, for instance, and how many of them are not commercial successes despite very good acting by the lead women protagonists. So I just wanted to know your views about that, and also the one wish, like I said, that you have for Indian cinema going forward.
So I can't answer from the business point of view because I'm not well versed in that department. I don't know about the finance and things doing well, not doing well. But as an actor, I can definitely say that I do wish and hope that more and more films are made keeping women in mind. Films that have women as the lead, which I know has been happening from the time I debuted to now. That has happened a lot already. There's a lot more women-centric films, films where women are carrying the whole film on their shoulders. There definitely is an increase, but I feel that there could be so much more. There's potential for it, for there to be way more. So that's one, it's a personal wish, but also it is, I know a lot of women actors would feel the same way. Because in the West, that's not the case. There's a lot of films that are being headlined by women only, as the lead, the sole lead of the heart and soul of the film. Here, I feel like a lot of films use women in secondary roles if there's a male counterpart. There's very few people that go all the way and put all their money on an only women film. So I do hope that changes. I do see it changing already, but I do think that we have a little way to go.
Thank you so much, Diana, for speaking to us on Doordarshan India. So that was a conversation with Indian actor Diana Penty, who is in Cannes for the second time, and she is looking forward to the next few days here in Cannes. With cameraman Ilangovan, this is Munmun Paracharya for DD India from Cannes. That's it in this edition of India at Cannes. We'll come to you tomorrow same time with more information on all that is happening in the Indian camp in the 76th edition of the Cannes Film Festival. Until then, goodbye. Thanks for watching.